Already found it. Look at this. This is interesting. Somebody put a copper strip on the end of their paddle. 2 copper strips.
Huh? Reinforcement.
Another big one, big 68.
That's cool.
It is.
I mean, that could be really old.
It could be very old. You have to examine the nails. Maybe pull one. But copper is something Voyageur has worked with, lots. And that would probably be a Voyageur paddle, I would guess.
Could very well be.
Paddle protector. Voyageur paddle protector.
Yeah, so you can see it is a rivet.
Yeah.
Big on one side and then tiny on the other.
Little beanos on the other side.
But they look like they were hammered. Well, I don't know. He hammered his paddle on something.
That's definitely cool. That's Googleable. We got to know.
I've never seen that done to a paddle. I mean,
only a guy who used his paddle a lot would do that.
Yeah, that's old school.
That's either, you know, old logger or Voyageur, one or the other.
It looks like a worn out eddy.
We definitely get some calories with these, but...
Well, there's an old silver coin just absolutely wrecked.
So many people don't believe me. They're like, oh,
Nobody believes me.
Ha!
Is it?
No, it's not silver.
Damn, it's stuck.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's horrible. Well,
it's sticking all right. Anything you find now is just bonus, John. You've already got your trade axe.
Your trade axe, a silver dime, fucking musket balls.
Yeah.
Pleasure being your guide today, John.
I'm getting too many of these videos with us just standing around and him getting all the treasure.
Yeah, look, even I'm working for it, Gary. Jesus.
Did you get anything?
If John finds it, I'll take him there.
I'm gonna come right back here and detect this end. Where they got in and out of the canoes is where you're gonna find all the stuff. And those guys were in such a rush when we got here to get down the trail and start detecting, they kind of skipped this whole area. So I'm just gonna eat my lunch and work right here. Hey, I finally did it. There's a musket ball. Right here on the side of the trail. And where there's old musket balls, there's usually buttons. That's what I'm after today. I'm hoping to find a couple really cool designed buttons. I mean, John already found the holy grail, right? Like a trade axe, especially the little tomahawk ones. That's so cool. Look at this, guys. Look what Johnny just pulled out. Oh, there's a big maker mark on there, I think.
Yeah.
That is a trade axe. That's a little tomahawk. Nobody in Canada is finding that, guys. And it annoys me that this channel will get 600 views, right? We're finding stuff that nobody else finds. Copper wire. Whew, this is some of the hardest terrain I've ever dug, guys. Because this path was essentially built out of rocks. Like a road, essentially, is what they did. You can only get the shovel down in there 2-3 inches. Then you're digging in between the rocks, trying to find whatever there is here. And I'll show you guys the trail. A good example is right behind me. There's a wet spot, and you can see they built it up to cross this little patch of swamp here. There are rocks all along the side, and then it's low. There's water on each side. But the path right in the middle, it's built up on rocks. And now over the years, of course, there's tree branches in here. But they've moved rocks all on the side here. It's kind of hard to see on the phone, but here's the best spot where you can actually see the path. You see the path they built was right there. There's one side of it. There's the other side of it. Again, swamp down here and a nice rock walkway. And you can see it carries up there to where the bedrock starts. This is all rock that they laid here, so they didn't have to get down in the swamp. The amounts of work that our forefathers did astounds me and blows my mind. Think of Oak Island, right? When they built these rock roads out on the island, they were doing that up here in the northern bush as well on the canoe routes, so that they could trade with the natives and that they could bring the furs back to Europe. Amazing amounts of work went into this stuff, guys. It's overlooked by everybody. It blows my mind what these guys did. Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about here, guys. I started digging and then I had to move rocks out of the way there, here, but I can't let this go. It says it's right there, but I can't find what it is. And there was no water in here when I started digging. The water came in after I started digging. All right, I got serious. I moved that rock. You can see how they're all layered flat rocks in here. They built a road here, and look what was at the bottom. A horseshoe. A really heavy horseshoe. I think it's a horseshoe. Half of a horseshoe. Now that would have been one big Voyageur canoe to get that horse in here. I called for him and he said he didn't want to walk that far, so now I'm going to make him walk down. I want to show him the hole that this came out of so he understands where I dug this out of and why this mystery to me. Yeah, well, this is a mystery that I can't fathom. Down there 2 feet. 2 feet, dude, and you can see the layered rocks in here. I'm removing the road that they built. How did that get here?
It's a horseshoe.
I know, but how did it get here? 2 feet! All right, the genius here has an idea that I didn't think of. He said,
They brought draft animals in as babies, like puppies, the size of Sammy, and they, you know, only weeks to get up here, like, but it's not impossible.
I still want to see that historic painting of the canoe and the 2 voyageurs with the donkey in the middle of the canoe. I mean, it happened, right? I've got the proof. Guys, that was 2 feet down there.
Yeah, in a Voyageur road. That's...
All right, so I hear John yelling. He actually went back past me to the end where we pulled the kayaks out, and he's in the water at that end now. And he's yelling he's got something. I don't know, so let's go check it out. All right, Johnny's down here in the bush.
This is just like the fort site, buddy. This would have been like a bank here that was used.
And he says he's got another axe for us to check out.
Look at that baby.
It's got 2 deep marks on it.
Oh, nice. John says he's got another 8 musket balls digging down here in the swamp.
The natives came through here for thousands of years, John.
Look at the maker's mark on this one here, guys. It's got 2 lines on it. That's quite a bit bigger than the first one he found.
See, that's a little later one. That's a Biscayne. That's a 1600s compared to a 1500s Jesuit.
It is a really neat buckle.
Oh, an oldie.
That was
Look
down.
at
That needs to
that.
be brushed off.
That needs to be brushed off.
That is old. Look at that. It's got the 2-prong chafe in there.
Yeah, I'm looking
That
at
is freaking old, John.
We tried the low ground along the mud, you know.
Look at the intricate design on this thing, guys.
Right through the mud.
That's a beauty, man. You don't find that every day.
Yeah, no, somebody lost that in the hole here. And
But look at, we'll show you guys. We can't understand. We're up here on a huge rock. And John's digging axes and like, why would they climb up here? Look at this terrain. It's crazy. Unless they had a fort up here, Stan.
That would make sense.
Let's see, John. Watch for the small humpback rock partway down the channel. Known as the Watchdog, the natives and voyageurs left tobacco sacrifices to ensure safe passage on the river.
Cool.
Wonder what else they left there.
Oh, tiny little lead shots. Old, old, old. Covered in white patina. Down there 8 inches. Hard to find. Okay, is that like a little tiny shoe nail? That's a very tiny nail. And that's Colonial. I don't know what that would be used for. I'm finding everything here. It's all coming out of the same hole in the ground. Lead. John's buckle came from right between my feet. You know, was that a shoe nail? Did they bury some guy out here and John's got his buckle and I got his shoe nail? Woo! Stan's got a trade ring.
Can't read.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I just dropped my glasses too.
Definitely an old copper trade ring, and it's so worn I don't know if there was ever something on that front face, but it's pretty worn out now. But I mean, that's a 350-year-old trade ring.
Yeah, you can see it on there. That'll be visible.
Yeah. Okay, so there is some kind of symbol on here. There's an arrow. Maybe a square around the outside and then an arrow.
I'll clean it up more at home.
That's cool. Look at this, guys. There's a huge tree. I mean, that thing's up there 70, 80 feet. And look at this. It grew out of the crack in the rock and then it did a 90. That is so freaking awesome. Big, huge pine. Here's a few of the musket balls we got today. Look at the different sizes in those. All different sizes.
Cool.
Here's our bit of a wrap up, guys. There's one of the axe heads, the bigger one that John found today. Smaller one down here, the tomahawk. Both really cool. The half horseshoe, some of the musket balls that we found. A couple of D-buckles. The unknown, I don't know what that is, watch fob timer thing, or I don't know. And of course this little unknown as well. We'll have to do some research on that symbol. The trade ring that Stan found. And that's it. Colonial all day long.
Where's your silver dime?
Oh, and the silver dime.
Yeah, you already got it.